Oh my God. Better watch my mouth. Hey, Grace, are you still employed by the Department of Environmental Services?
Yes, I am, 2 days a week.
But you're not so you're a part-time consultant,
Well, no, part-time employee.
part-time employee.
Yeah.
Good.
I couldn't stand full retirement.
Yeah, I'm having a struggle. I tell you.
Lacking purpose.
I've been doing that for most of my life, so it's getting easier all the time.
Oh.
Is that Susan lurking behind the New Hampshire seal, Northwood seal?
Yes.
It's me.
Hi, Susan.
We have
Hi.
Betsy. I'm not sure which Betsy that is.
Heavens to Betsy.
Heavens to Betsy.
And Linda Smith, the one and only Linda Smith. Everybody going to be here? Or are we waiting for people who are never going to show up?
I know Winnie will be here.
All right.
But we still need 4 members for 8.
Don't we have an opening now that Fred has resigned?
Yes.
Down, moved away?
Yes.
I'm about to send out a note to some people I know, and I will mention the opening for if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Appeal.
I've mentioned it to different people.
Yeah. Oh, well, when do we decide we don't have a quorum? We can all go finish dinner.
You have to do a vote for a vice chair too. Oh, there she is.
Good.
Okay. Chris Brown.
Are there some people we should call to remind them?
Well,
we need one more.
Yeah. Steve Hample or Susan.
Well, Grace is still.
Oh, and Grace Mattern. Yeah. So this.
I'm going to go see if I can find you. Anybody have Grace's phone number handy?
No.
I have it in the other room.
No, I don't have hers, I don't think. Yes.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Now we can start. We have a quorum, except Tom ran away.
Susan is on her way. We just finished a Bear Paw board meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay,
That's
good.
why I'm a little late and she has to get home and
Yeah.
the
Okay.
meeting was at my house, so it was faster for me to get on.
Okay.
And I am going to turn off my camera and my microphone while I eat dinner.
Okay.
And is that why Tom Chase was calling me to find out where I was?
Yes, he ran out to call you, so now I'm waiting for him to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, we might have to have you vote for the vice chair. We need to vote in a vice chair.
Okay, who's going to be the vice chair?
Well, I heard
I'm
it.
with Susan Romano because she's not here to turn it down.
Oh, give her another minute and she will be there because
Okay.
we just finished a Bear Paw board meeting at my house and she had to drive home and get online. I try to get the meeting to be done by 6:30 so we both have a little bit of time before these
Yeah.
meetings, but doesn't always happen.
Well, we could start and then just do the voting later.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to call to order the Northwood Conservation Commission meeting of June 1st. And a roll call would be Grace Levergood, Chair.
Tom Chase, member.
Winnie Young?
Grace Mattern.
Okay, and we have two visitors here. Okay.
Grace, I
Chief-
did just get an email from Susan and she said she'll be on in a few minutes.
Okay. You know what? I did not see the minutes. Were minutes mailed?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So they were attached, I think, to one of the first emails that we got. And then there were subsequent emails from Susan, but yes, I saw them.
Okay. Did
And
you
I
read them?
I read them.
Okay.
And the only thing, and there, as I scanned through them, there is the absence of the company for whom Cindy Balsius works.
No,
It's a-
no,
Oh,
no,
that's
so that was, for some reason, and Winnie let me know this, I sent out, I had them labeled the May minutes, but those were the April minutes.
Oh,
I don't know why it was labeled that, but I fixed it. But
and there's,
your last meeting was very short,
Yeah.
very, very short, like 20 minutes. So it was a short set of minutes.
Okay.
So it was one page.
One
was that,
page.
was that sent out?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the second email you got.
All right. Well, has anyone read them?
Yeah, I mean, they're just, we voted in the Kelsey mailed fact sheet,
Yeah.
the Eames site walk, the Acorn Pond site walk,
Yeah, you,
transfer station site walk. So those were all accepted.
Okay.
Susan Romano mentioned, didn't do anything new on the maps, but mentioned that when we had an in-person meeting, we could continue working on those. Oh, and then Grace, it just mentions that you mentioned that I was updating the conservation lands through Granite,
Okay. Yeah.
and that was sent to the town administrator. So,
All right. I make a motion to accept the minutes of May 4th.
Second,
Any discussion?
the only one, what line was it? I'm not sure. Here. Line 43, Granite is all capitals without.
yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't
GRA,
remember. I knew there was something weird about it.
yeah, it actually stands for.
Yeah,
what we
thank
call-
you. I could not remember.
But that was good. It's all good.
All right. Okay, well, one edit, I make a motion to accept the minutes as edited.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we need to elect a vice chair since Fred is leaving us.
There's Susan, just in time to be nominated.
Would you like to be vice chair, Susan?
Yeah. I would nominate Grace Mattern though for that.
I would refuse that nomination.
Oh, no.
I
That would be
nominate
very
Susan Romano.
I only do that because you, now that Fred is gone, you're a full-fledged forester. You have actual professional degrees in this area. Unlike me, who has professional degrees in psychology. But that does. And so please accept the nomination.
Well. Okay, I accept the nomination. Thank
Okay.
you. That's very kind.
Very good. Okay. And Whitney's held all sorts of positions. Right, so,
And by the way, I'm not, this has no reflection on winning.
all right, I make a motion to elect Susan Romano as the vice chair.
I'll
Second.
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, the land access request for wildlife research. Okay, this was something that came across from a UNH student who wants to count wildlife in the school lot.
Good board meeting. It was nice to meet in person.
And I know Linda sent it around to a couple of people.
This is yummy.
Linda,
Yes.
Yeah. do you want to explain a little bit more about it, or?
Grace,
Well, actually,
you're not muted.
I'm not, am I?
No, not Grace Mattern is not muted, and David Morrison seems to be chatting in the background. There you go.
Sorry about that, folks.
So
Did I not send it to everyone?
does any,
Didn't
I
see
don't
it.
think everyone got it, but essentially it's a UNH student who wants to set up wildlife cams on the school lot and record wildlife as part of his project. And I mean, I'm all in favor of anyone who wants to do something like that. But I think the board the commission has to vote on it as to whether we would allow him access onto the town forest for that purpose.
Do you know if it's both lots? There's actually two school lots, so
Yeah.
is that person going to do both of them? Do you have any, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. I don't care.
Yeah,
I just wondered if it was both.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
There's only one location, so I'm assuming it would only be in one spot on one lot.
Okay. Oh, I see.
I just sent it out to everyone.
Okay.
I guess I didn't because I was waiting to hear back from Walter,
All
and
right.
it would need Board of Selectmen approval.
It needs, okay, so does it need our approval?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, I think that it would be in the best interest for the commission to send a memo endorsing your support of it.
okay. Okay, so I make a motion to accept the request for this UNH student access to the school lot for wildlife
Second.
management. Any discussion?
May I suggest that you add or amend that to include a specific, for the person to send a specific location to the Conservation Commission and the town to know where this is
Okay,
happening?
Yeah, it'd be good to know where the webcam is.
You can use GPS
Yeah, well,
coordinates.
Mhm.
it's I've been involved in some of the webcam research before, and if you tell people the exact location, they're not likely to have their webcam in that location very long, because people tend to steal them, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I
So,
didn't mean make
you
it a
probably don't want to-
public. No, I didn't mean public. I
Oh,
just meant,
okay.
so the
Okay.
town
I
was
think
aware
that,
of it.
yeah.
Website.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I was also wondering if we could get a copy of their final report. If we could request a copy of their final report.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, hearing nothing else, I make a motion to accept this request from the UNH student with the two caveats that they send us a location of where the camera will be, and also send us a final report of what they found out.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Thank you. All right, the next is complaint for 114 School Street. I think Chris Brown is on here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Okay. Well, Chris, I did take a look at it with Winnie, and yeah, they definitely needed some kind of turbidity control along the river. But geez, after all this rain, I wonder what it looks like now.
So I did check after during the heavy rains, and there was a complete siltation in the river for approximately like 500 yards downriver. That it was pretty nasty. So I don't know as far as conservation wise where that goes,
Yeah.
where it's already the damage is already done.
Yeah.
The biggest concerns I have is the placement of rocks that were already in the river prior to, that were dislodged and moved around. So I mean, there's no erosion control there,
Mhm.
along with there's no erosion, anything, no
Yeah.
control at all. So
Oh.
that was one of the things that was brought to my attention in the first complaint
Yeah.
that I received. So I'm looking to you guys for some advice and
Yeah.
see if it's pretty much out of my hands, because it's got nothing to do with the DPW. It's more
Right.
you guys than me.
Right. Well, I wonder if we could get a phone number or of this resident who lives there and go over and meet them in person and talk to them.
The other concern that I have is they have two extremely large piles of debris that are piled beside the river. I don't know if you guys could see those or not, but if you walk down the
Yeah.
road towards my house, you can actually see them better.
Yeah.
So
Somebody describe to me where it is on School Street?
it's Betsy Colburn's old house.
Okay.
That's
And-
the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, no, I know her old house. And what river?
It's I honestly would be lying if I said the name of it. It's the Narrows Brook. That's all I've ever known it as.
Yeah, but the Narrows Brook. Oh, it's on the
It's a-
other side of the School Street from her old house.
It runs
a-
across Johnson's Field, comes across in behind the fire station, and runs
Got it.
behind.
Yeah,
The
back
community-
in there. Okay.
Yeah. It
And-
flows into Northwood
Can you-
Lake.
Can you see it from the road?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Okay. From the crossover road.
correct. Well, no, right at School Street in Maine. You can look at the culvert and the box culvert that goes across School Street. You can stand right on and look right down it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to, I mean, that's like my backyard. I'm gonna have to go look at it.
Next time you're on a run, just when you're coming up the road, and you come where the church is and Betsy's old house, just stop at the bridge and look right.
Okay.
Do you happen to know who lives there?
Um,
I have no
Lee-
idea.
Liati, I believe is the last name.
Grace, I can look that up online.
Okay,
But
I-
what I would suggest, first step would be for the commission to draft a memo to the code enforcement officer who would send that letter out rather than,
okay,
I would never suggest that a committee approach a property owner about
Mhm.
an issue, your volunteers,
Right.
and he could send a letter out stating what the concerns of the commission are.
Okay,
And you can also decide whether or not you want to take it to a different level, such as a complaint to the state or
right.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not have to do that. I'd rather deal with the homeowner. Maybe they just don't know. I don't know. That
So
it
they
is
actually,
a-
they actually had a construction company in there that was doing it. So there was a extremely large Bobcat with tracks on it.
yeah,
And, so
well, they should know, but
And
Well,
the
yeah.
homeowner is the person who lives in Betsy Colburn's old house.
correct.
Correct.
The man who has bees and had all kinds of animals and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I do know him a little bit, but I totally agree with Linda. It should be a letter, not.
so would you like me to draft a letter on this? Just stating, that it's a wetlands violation but we'd like to have it settled locally, and if they could just, they have to seed and mulch that disrupted area, and also put in some kind of hay bales or bark mulch berms along the river.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you had any contact with this person except to go over and look and see what's going on?
No, we kind of just went and looked at it before the storm. I haven't seen it after.
Well, I saw the Bobcat down there in the general, and I have no idea what he's trying to do. He may not have any idea what he's trying to do either, but
Looks like I don't know,
Well, he's
wants
the-
to make a lawn or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks from the debris that they pulled out, basically it was overgrown with trees all along the river, and approximately 20, 30 feet from the river, it was all overgrown. So they removed all the vegetation 100%, the trees included.
Mhm.
And then just piled it towards the back.
It's piled, it's literally right beside the river. The whole both piles are.
Yeah, that's a violation, if he did that without permits and everything.
That, and the biggest thing is, even the brush piled beside the river is a violation in itself.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to have vegetation within 50 feet of a waterway.
If it's the same person living there that I talked to a couple of years ago, several times, it's very possible, based on what I know of him, that he
Well,
doesn't
let's
know
not get into
about it.
personalities, please, because this is being
Okay.
recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well, why don't I draft up a memo and I'll email it to you, Linda?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
great. Is the commission's in support of that?
Yes. Yes.
How long will
All
that,
right, if you could do that, and I will ask our code enforcement officer if he would actually go out and hand deliver it if he has time available.
yeah, the sooner the better, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I'll work on that tomorrow. Okay. Okay, the next thing is the invasive species at the athletic field.
Oh, okay. That was mainly just for the recreation committee. If you go out and you go down to the Guptal trails, you can't miss the huge bunch. It was small last year of knotweed on the banking. It's on the west side of the south field, the newer field. And that's growing rapidly, as we know knotweed does. And, it's going to get out of hand pretty soon. And I just mentioned that to them. there's a lot of different invasives. To me, that's like the fastest spreading and the worst one, but that's a personal opinion. But I know that the knotweed was removed near the town's Chesley Library. And I'm guessing that they probably got somebody to do that. And I was just suggesting that they might want to have somebody come and look at it and maybe remove that. And there's other invasives. There's, multiflora rose, and there's honeysuckle and stuff like that. But that knotweed can get out of hand. And once it gets the seeds, now it's going to be all over the place. It's not something I want to do, but I just wanted to suggest to them that they look into it. It's just, yeah, that's it. I just want to let them know that, suggest that they do something.
Well, how would you like to let them know? Like,
Oh, Linda, you sent that email to them, right? Was it Matt Fry and another recreation committee member CC'd on that?
Linda? No. I think she left us.
Okay, but in the email I got back, it was CC'd to Matt Fry, who's on the recreation committee. He's the selectman rep. And another person's name I didn't recognize, but I presumed it was somebody on the rec committee. So I can just make sure that they have been notified.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
I
Wendy,
can't,
you bringing this up made me start looking around for knotweed, and I think there's a big clump of it right on the side of Narrows Brook, much closer to Route 4, where it runs right along 107. Like, whose land is that? I have no idea.
I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I just know if this gets, it's just going to fill in that whole banking. I think this may have migrated over from the condominiums. I'm not sure. They've kind of, the back of that field is kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, they haven't been mowing it. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to kind of wave the flag. I mean, I know that they're out there now. They seem to be using the field. There's nets out there, and so being out there more often, they might take a look at that and have somebody come in and evaluate it. But I'm just passing that along to them as a suggestion. It just grows so rapidly.
Okay.
I can double check. I can make sure, double check with Linda, and I could, if you want me to, I can email Matt Fry and make sure, he kind of understands what I'm saying if he has any questions.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you. Okay. Discuss requesting review of the restoration plan excavation permit for Darko. Yeah,
We're supposed to get that.
yeah,
Get the restoration plan and a copy of the excavation permit. And I just want to keep that on the agenda until we do. That's
yeah.
big.
Do we need to contact anyone about that, or?
Linda could, or Susan could contact the planning board. They're the ones that, drafted those or oversaw the drafting. They accepted those. That has been accepted. I think everybody knows that. So I'd like to see it. And it's something that I think should go on that annual review or whatever we wish to call it, so that it doesn't get, ignored, and 30 years from now.
Yeah,
Well, 25 years from now, people can start checking and we'll pass it along.
right.
But it's something we should have, and it should be in our files, and
Yeah,
keep an eye on it. That's all. I mean, I could email Bob Strobel directly and ask him if we could have it. He's the chair of the planning board.
mhm.
Probably
Well,
Linda.
he is stepping down as a planning board member
Oh, boy.
as of the election, so.
Okay, so who do we? I mean,
Well,
Linda.
we haven't received the information yet. We're waiting for the final. the
Oh,
final plan. We've got some time before we will even get the information.
so they didn't have to have that in place before they got the permit?
No, they're going to provide final plans for signature. I don't believe we've received them, have we, Susan?
No, no. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right,
I haven't seen
Okay.
them.
okay. No, I just assumed that if they were, okay, I didn't realize the process. So we'll just keep it, if we can keep that on the agenda and then eventually get that, that'd be great.
Well, what it is, Winnie, it's a conditional approval and there's a number of things that need to be addressed. And until everything is addressed, the plan does not become final until the chair of the planning board signs the final plan.
Okay. All right. I didn't realize that. Okay,
Okay.
great.
All right, update on the conservation fund. I'm not
When did
quite
you-
sure.
Okay,
Did you-
I think someone was just looking for a number. I don't. I thought I had my file here, but it's at the office, and when I came home, I went to pull it to get the most current number, but it's only the interest is the only difference from last month. I
Yeah.
think Susan has just kept some of these items on there, so we stay mindful of them.
Okay,
Right, because there's 3 large projects that took land out of current use and, you know, that those monies, and I don't know what other projects, but I know, Linda, we had a conversation, like it hasn't had any deposits for quite a while and it's kind of, I think we were going to look into seeing that if the current use penalties had been paid and the conservation fund had been getting the 50% of those.
Well, I did look into it. I did learn quite a bit from our town administrator, Walter, regarding the process. And there is a form that, a state form that's filled out for each of these, but because they happen intermittently over time, it's hard to really track a time frame, but the finance department receives all of them. Hi, Steve.
Steve?
And we did receive a addition to the fund, which was, I think, noted in March. But I'll bring the figure, and that was from last year. So I will bring the figure forward. I think we were actually a year behind.
Okay,
So we'll likely get 2 deposits this year.
okay.
So we'll keep this on the agenda for next month?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, report sent to Steve Eisenhower. I'm not sure what this one's about either.
I got a request, Steve Eisenhower of the UNH Land Use Coordinator was updating a report to NALMAC as to what was being done, what has been done in the NALMAC neighborhood. So basically, it's all that land work we've done. Okay, the Guptal trails, the current trail work, boundary markers on the Lalish and Parsonage lot, recutting the view on the Parsonage Loop, and Fred had started painting the boundary, the outer boundary of the Parsonage and Lalish lots. And we did some trimming of Old Mountain Road. So it basically involved, you know, the boundary work and the trail.
And did you send this report, Winnie?
Yeah, it's just with a list on an email. I'm sorry. Next time I will. I did speak to, I just asked Fred and he knew Fred, put on that list. It's more of a NALMAC thing. However, it's the work of conservation did, so I never should.
Hey, Steve,
What?
can you mute yourself? We're getting a lot of feedback.
From me?
Yeah, I don't know, it's something going on.
Okay.
Just mute yourself, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So next time I will run it by the Conservation Commission, but it was basically the trail work. That we've
Okay.
been doing.
Okay, so you sent that to Steve. Okay.
Yeah, it was just an email list.
All right. The next item was the update on the trails, and I think we sent around a map. I think we're ready to have the rest of the commission come out on a little site walk, you know, and check out all the work that's been done by Fred and Winnie, you know, blazing and cutting and
Ooh,
and me, I've done some too. So, you know, this was kind of just to show you what we've been doing and some names that we thought might be appropriate for the trails. The map is very draft, so please don't show it to anyone at this point. You know, there's a lot of improvements and I think the trails were actually made with a Garmin, okay? So, but then they were drawn over using ArcGIS. So I have the distances and everything, and I think the trails will eventually be colored as they are blazed. Like, so the red trail is blazed in white. And of course, that loop trail is all orange. So.
You sent us a map of the trails?
We did. It was an email that Linda sent.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Okay. I mean, I can share a screen. I'm not sure if I can share.
I somehow missed it.
Yeah. Anyway. Does
Linda,
everyone?
do you know when you sent that out?
It was sent out a couple of days ago.
Recently, okay,
Yeah.
I'll look.
I'll look too.
Okay. It looks like this. See? So it has,
I don't remember seeing it, but
don't see that? Saddleback Trails Northwood.
cool.
I don't think I can share because I'm not, or maybe I can. It says share screen.
You should be able to.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
It was sent out on March 29th
March 29th.
from Linda.
On May
Oh,
20th?
not March, May. May 29th. 29.
Hmm.
I'm trying to see. Can I share this?
Yeah, you should. It should. I set it up so anyone could. Is it working?
Desktop map. I don't know.
No, it's not working.
Oh, anyway,
I found mine.
you did. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, some of the questions here, first of all, we'd like to set up a site walk so they can get you out there and talk about what's been going on. Secondly, we'd like to decide on trail names. And another issue is the Troz Trail, and I'll let Winnie talk about that a little bit.
I don't know if you look at the map, has everybody found it?
Found it?
Mhm.
Okay. It's the purple trail.
The purple trail. You can see where the radio tower is
Mhm.
at the bottom. The access to that trailhead is off the private road, the UNH private road. And I think they've been very patient. They have a half a mile before the trailhead down the road is a sign that says no trespassing, you can be arrested. And so this is a private road. It's narrow in some places, and I would like to close that part of the trail. You'll notice that Well, I should think it should be. I mean, I can bring up pictures if you want to see. Grace and I walked this the other day. Much of the southern part is an eroded stream bed. And I hadn't thought of it, but Grace said, if she wasn't with me, right, you wouldn't have known that was a trail. You're walking up a stream bed, and I'll bet you it's a bit wet right now after all that rain. So it hasn't had any attention. It was a Eagle Scout project in 1993.
Mhm.
And Troop 312 isn't in existence in town anymore. There is a Cub Scout group. Anyhow, it's not maintained. It has a lot of brush on it, blown down trees. And again, it's trespassing. I mean, without the sign that says Parsonage Lot Trail, you know, Strasburg and so on, that's it. To me, if that's there on town land, we are supporting the use of that trailhead. It's on our town land. The sign is there and was approved at some point. So I'm thinking that because it's not being a very good neighbor and it's not good to trespass, I would like to see the trail, the sign taken down. I'm suggesting a discussion on this. And you can see how Grace put down, we have yet to really determine the exact reroute, but this is what she and I had walked and kind of looked at and talked about. We've both been across that section of land that says Traz reroute, sorry. So the trail would still, the upper part, that's both orange or red and purple, okay? That part would stay. We could put the trail sign up there and then come down and come across and then link it up to the other trail as she has shown it. So I don't know what people think about that, but because of the condition of the trail and the placement of the trailhead, I contacted Steve Eisenhower. I just mentioned him. He is the land coordinator for UNH. And because Fred and I and Grace have gone up and used that road and parked there, just so we could get to, you can see how much closer that is if we bushwhack up to where we're working. And so Steve gave us permission and you know, I have a paper I put in my on my dashboard, and it says that we have permission to utilize that trail until December, 1st of December this year. So so we are literally trespassing. I should make that clear. So so I don't know what people think. Questions or anything?
Winnie, I have a couple questions. So the purple I'm looking at is the old Traz Trail that goes over to that road that goes up to the tower.
Up to the, oh, no, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were looking at the right part. No, the trail doesn't go to the tower. The tower is where Grace has that yellow dot. Okay, it says radio tower.
Yeah, no, it goes to the road that goes to the tower.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
well, yes, it goes all the way to the road. That is the town line for Deerfield.
And is that the, is that where the trespassing is happening?
Well, no, okay, if you look at this just off the map, okay, down at your lower.
The what?
There is that road goes down there and write it down. The UNH land goes a little bit farther.
Right there.
Sign is on a fence and the gate is never closed, but there's a fence there and it says, I can bring the picture of the thing up if you want. It says, no trespassing, something about being arrested. Okay, I don't have it printed out.
And the sign's on that road.
Yes, it's on that road, 1/2 mile down that road from the trailhead.
Yeah, okay. I walked that trail many years ago and it was in terrible shape then.
Yeah, well, it's gotten worse. I mean,
And I was walking in a stream bed and yeah. And so are you proposing that if we do the Traz reroute and go out to the Parsonage Trail to the South Overlook, we're not really losing anything because the Traz Trail as it exists, you just come out on the road and then you can trespass more and walk up to the tower and look.
oh, people do that. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a 2006 article in the forum suggesting people go walk right up by the tower. There's a big huge gate right up at top. There's a steep hill, and then there's a big gate, and it's a big fence. Oh gosh, 12 feet high maybe, and a gate that sometimes is closed. So, I mean, and I think UNH hasn't complained or, I mean, done it. I don't think anybody's ever gotten arrested. I think they've been, very, cooperative and very patient, but I think Steve and the powers that be, if some of that road, there's one house, okay, you can see that square, to the, just above where it says radio tower. And
Mhm.
that is private owned and there's a residence. So you have people driving that road. They have permission from UNH to drive to get to their house. But in some places, if you meet a car, somebody's got to back up. There's no place to turn out.
Yeah.
Most of it's not too bad, but that place, it's a little dangerous. You're coming around a curve and you could meet the employees that go up to the tower, or you can meet the Cowdery family. And I'm sure that's enough traffic to make it's really not safe. So.
Yeah, in the top from Parsonage Peak, the Troz Trail is very apparent, so we really can't close it there. I think people are used to using it. And so that's why we kind of thought of a reroute to use that part of the top part of the trail. Because I think we get some, backlash about closing the whole thing.
Well, I will support the idea that we reroute the Troz Trail and don't improve what's already a mess from what both of you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody want to argue against that? Good.
So
Okay.
you're in
Needed-
favor-
Is
there's
that
a,
what you need, Winnie? Us to say, close the trail, take the sign down? Good. Well, I just said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I think another thing is, would you like to have a site walk scheduled so that,
Yeah.
those of you who haven't seen it could see it. It is a climb. The length of the new trail is about 1.5 miles. I mean, it's not that long, but it is steep.
The new Layla's Trail?
Yeah. It is steep.
It looks really awesome.
Yeah, it is beautiful. So, would you like to have a guided tour out there?
Sure.
Yeah. And then will we get to the Southern Overlook?
We can go there. That has not been cut yet, but I think Winnie and Fred are scheming to go out there and cut that.
Yeah, I've never been to that Southern Overlook.
Yeah. Yeah, no, certainly we can go out
I've
there.
heard about it, but I've never been there.
So
Yes,
what,
I would do a site walk there.
okay. Do you want me to email some dates or do we want to decide it now?
I
Send out
think
some data.
the 2 days I couldn't do it would be the 11th and 12th for sure
Okay.
can we make a
of
motion
June.
closing the trail and taking the sign down and
We did
read?
make a motion.
I'd
Make
like.
a motion, do we take the sign down and close the trail?
I second.
I sent them.
You want me to, okay, I make a motion that we discontinue part of the Troz Trail and take the sign down, relocate the sign up on Parsonage Peak.
Yeah.
Second.
Second, any discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Makes it all official like.
Yeah, right. Just in
I gotta
case
get
we,
my, if we're gonna
Yes.
decide now, I gotta grab my calendar. I'm old fashioned. I'll be right back.
okay. So June 11th, 12th, Susan can't go.
Yeah, not good for me.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yes,
Is there any way you guys could see me CC on emails for this? Because I don't know if I'm allowed to join or willing.
Oh,
but I'd be
sure.
willing to.
yeah, you'd like to come out for a hike?
Yeah, and work details, like I've never been notified of these and I am perfectly capable of working.
Oh, Wow,
So
that'd be
I
awesome.
could definitely,
Huh.
definitely give a hand there.
Okay, yeah, we're always looking for that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you could just CC me on the email. I believe you have my
Okay.
business card, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Okay, so, what about June 10th, Thursday?
I'm in a meeting until noon that day.
What about the afternoon?
And the afternoon's okay.
June 10th at 1 o'clock?
Good.
Is that good, Tom?
Right now, that's good. Lacrosse is over.
Okay. Steve Ample? June 10th?
So far, that seems okay to me.
Okay. What we would do is we would meet at the end of Old Mountain Road. There's a little parking spot, doesn't hold that many cars. But I'm supposed we could park along the road there.
Okay.
So since it's, I think we have to make a public notice of this, Linda, is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
What
So-
time?
So June 10th, 1 PM at the end of Old Mountain Road.
You
if
didn't
it-
want to walk in from the park lot?
No.
Ah,
That's,
I've done that, but I think it's a lot better to go up the other way.
all right.
So how
and
long do you think that?
I think it, it'll 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if we're going all the way to the,
Overlook.
overlook, back it
Yeah.
up.
And if we're gonna stop and talk and stuff, yeah, 2.5 hours. So if it's heavy rain, of course, we'll cancel. If it's drizzling, we're gonna go. Bring your bug spray.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anything else on the trails?
I think that's it.
That's it, okay. Update on the transfer station entrance. I did see a wood chip berm there. I
Is
haven't-
Chris still with us?
Yeah,
There he is.
so Chris, has there been any changes out there?
So the only thing we have done is we did the wood chip berm around where the sand was eroding into the water. That was basically the only area that we could see that actually was affected.
Okay,
I have some disposable, the green, the bark mulch booms.
yeah,
And I'm gonna put 2 of those in the actual riverbed that we ditched out
mhm,
to stop the erosion, because the amount of water that's coming down through there right now, especially with the heavy rains and stuff we had, there was a little bit of erosion going down in there. So that was something I noticed today.
Okay.
Aside from that, that's about it.
okay.
Chris, have you had a conversation with the folks over at the transfer station who may have some involvement in this about the need to protect our waterways and wetlands and so forth?
Chris? No, I think we
Sorry
lost
about that.
him.
I lost you there for a second.
I was asking if you've had a conversation with the fellows at the transfer station about protecting the wetlands and why there is concern about this.
So there was some discussion with the only person that caused the issue in the first place. I won't go into detail, but there was a few, yes, there has been a conversation, put it that way.
Okay.
A very affirmative one, put it that way.
Good.
And
Maybe we talk to the guy down on School Street.
I don't believe that'll be a good idea.
I think you're completely right.
And Chris, you heard about the date for the site walk, date and time?
When, Thursday?
Next Thursday, 1 PM.
I have 400 hours of personal time I built up. I'm pretty sure I can take that off.
Okay. At the end of Old Mountain Road.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, the last thing I have is a letter of thanks to Fred Borman, which we should certainly send out for his. all the
Grace,
work
could
he's done.
I ask, because I don't know if Chris is going to leave or not.
Okay,
If I have one item I wanted to ask you about, and I wanted to while Chris was still possibly listening in. There was a letter that was sent by the Conservation Commission regarding waste that was being brought onto a property on Old Pittsfield Road.
mhm.
And I believe you said that you were going to send us follow-up letter because we hadn't received anything back from the state. And Chris has noticed that there's activity starting up there again.
Mm.
Do you recall what I'm talking about? I haven't seen any response from the
No.
state.
I know I sent that wetlands complaint form in and never heard anything from them, so probably should go check it out again and maybe send another complaint. Or I'm not sure, Linda, what you recommend.
Well, it was not sent to the wetlands, wasn't it? Well, maybe it was part of wetlands, but it was regarding waste management.
Yeah, we decided it wasn't really a wetlands thing. It was a waste management. And no response from them. Or that I knew, I didn't hear of anything.
No.
And nothing came to the town.
Okay, well, I think what's happening now will probably be handled by code enforcement.
Okay,
I was just curious if you had heard anything, you could relay it.
yeah, no.
Okay, thanks.
So a letter of thanks to Fred Borman. How would? What do
Well,
you
when
think?
we did in-person meetings, we used to have a card when somebody, had been a member and we could circulate it and people sign it, but I don't know if you want to do a letter of thanks or possibly wait until next month and send a card out.
Yeah, that might be good because we're supposed to have an in-person meeting
Mm-hmm.
next month.
Prefer to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
And then
How would-
everybody could jot something in there if they
Right.
wanted to.
I don't have his new address. He might be gone by then. I don't know.
Well, he would, but we can send it to him.
Yeah. The next two meetings, I am out. I don't know if you want to reschedule those or just have the new vice chair take over or July 6th and August 3rd, I'm
Why don't
out.
we look at? Jeez.
I don't know if you want to do it a week later.
Let's try to do that. Let's see.
So-
So this
A week later
Should
would
we-
be better for me.
is July.
So July would be July 13th rather than the 16th.
That's better for me.
Okay,
Yeah, that works for me.
Tom,
Works for me.
okay.
Yep.
Steve? Okay,
And the same in August.
and same,
August
if we
10th
could,
is better for me than August 3rd.
okay, good, all right. Well, August 10th, it would be.
I won't be here, but I'm sure Susan Austin can handle that without
Okay.
me.
Okay,
Yeah, I won't be here then either in August, August 10th.
okay. That's
Do
it.
you ever like skip an August meeting just because it's summer?
We might have to if we, if we're missing two. No, Linda and Winnie. Yeah,
I just wondered if you ever take off a summer meeting or you just try to reschedule around people being away.
that's usually what we've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we've only rescheduled winter meetings when the snow's been there.
Right.
Well,
All right.
let's see. Will we have a quorum if we have it?
In
If we have
August,
the meeting, what day was it now? In
Well,
August? was it
August 10th,
Yeah. It was only Wendy who said she couldn't
I
be
think only
there.
Winnie. Yeah.
Linda.
Okay. Okay, I
And
can be there.
Yeah.
is Shelley still,
I think she would probably, she's probably like an alternate. So if we really needed her, we could contact her.
well, I'll let her know that those dates have been rearranged.
Yeah.
So that if worse comes to worse and she's free, she can give us a quorum.
All right, anything else? Oh, I know, it was the forester.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was gonna be July.
Right. Well, we haven't we were gonna invite him to that meeting in person. So why don't we do that, July 13th? See if he could come.
Let's hope.
Can you do that, Linda? Invite him?
Yes.
Okay. And then we can discuss where he wants to go, because, you know, there's quite a few steps involved here. And I forgot how we'll be paying him. I mean, I think we need an estimate from him before we have him start in on re-inventorying the town forests. How do others feel
I
about
don't know
that?
what you mean by re-inventory. Oh, doing an update to the
Yeah,
forest
yeah.
management plan?
Right. We're talking about Brian, who's going to do the forest management plan and update it for us. These are some of the, this was also sent out in an email from Linda. And it was basically 7 steps that Fred Borman felt we should take, you know, with the forest management plan. And the first item was to get Brian to one of our meetings in July. And then like the first item on the list is to re-inventory the town forests. This has not been done since 1990. So that would be something that Brian would be charging us for. And I'm not sure, I forget what the rate was and all of that.
Well, there has to be money approved in the budget for it, so
Yeah.
we'd be looking at, if it's a project that's substantial, costs that couldn't be handled in the operating budget, you would have to propose it for the 2022 budget.
Okay, well, maybe these are things we can discuss with Brian
Right.
in July.
Well, there was an update done since 1990. The Bobby Graves one was done I don't know, it was like 2006 or 4 or about then, wasn't it, Winnie?
Yeah, did he do all of them? I know he did one for the Little Acorn. He did the low property one. I'd have to look at the, I know you sent all of that out. We all should have
Yeah.
all those reports, right?
Right, I think he did a general update on some of them.
Mhm.
I don't know how extensive, but that, it certainly can be hashed out at the meeting as to what the commission is looking for and,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it'd be good for us,
I think,
existing reports before next.
yeah,
Okay,
I think that typically you have a management plan written once every 10 years. There are quite a lot of changes that can happen.
yeah,
That's what landowners that have contracts with the NRCS have theirs done every 10 years. So I think it's probably time for most of them to have a new management plan. I think the inventory could probably be reflected in the management plan too. So you could get both of those at the same time.
yeah, one of the items, I know that we have mentioned Linda is the Deloria lot. Is there any way we could find a deed for that lot?
I can see what I can find.
Yeah, I did mention to Pat Bell,
Has anybody looked for it or?
I'm not sure where to
Susan
start.
Rovato was smiling. I'm guessing
Oh.
she did.
I'm not sure where to start with it.
So
Have you,
go ahead. What was the question again?
we need a deed for the Deloria lot to try to see if there's any information on the lot lines, because the boundaries are very undefined up there.
How would we get that deed? Isn't there, would we have to, does the town have copies of the deed?
I would think so.
Yeah,
They just have to pull the file.
and we don't know whether Deloria, how did that lot come to the town? Was it through back taxes or something?
I don't know. I can look into that. It's
Yeah.
simple enough.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be helpful, especially, in discussions on the forest management of that lot, because even putting trails on it, we really should know where the boundaries are on that lot.
I'll see what I can find and get it put together and sent out.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, that's all I have.
Good.
All right, nothing else? I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
See ya for the site walk.
Grace, I'll just
Aye.
mention,